Good Monday afternoon to you. I'm Fox 16 Chief Meteorologist Joel Young here alongside
KARK Chief Meteorologist Todd Jacobian. Hope you had a great weekend.
Sure, it was a warm weekend compared to what we had today.
It was stupid warm is what it was.
Stupid warm. Todd was never a fan of that.
Were you?
No, but I will tell you, I mean, that cold hits you like your head was spinning this morning with that
It was spinning
cold.
yesterday with that wind.
That wind was brutal, especially last night. Of course, we had some power outages across the metro. What did we had nearly 10,000 or over 10,000 at one point?
There were close to 10,000 at one point across the entire state, and Pulaski County had almost 7,000.
Yeah, and so you and Christopher were live through all of that. Of course, we had some tree damage, but it was
you stumbled upon it.
I stumbled across this coming home from dinner last night. This was in the Hillcrest area there, and you can see a large utility pole there that was broken. Wait a minute, that's not what I'm
Keep that open, by the way.
This here?
Yeah, because I was going to talk about
that here in just a bit. Yep. But you can see there that that utility pole, and I called it a light pole on Facebook, and someone corrected me. That's more than a light pole, and they're right. Yeah. That is, I mean, when you say light pole, I mean, like...
That looks top-heavy, too, with all the transformers.
Yeah, that's a really good point with all the transformers on top. So I guess those are probably a little bit more vulnerable to the wind because they are top-heavy. They do carry that heavier load there off the top.
I'm no engineer, but I wouldn't want to put a bunch of heavy stuff at the top of a light pole.
You're familiar with this area. So this pole has been leaning for a while?
It has been. So that's Holy Souls Catholic Church on the right. This
is Harrison Street
and then to the left, down the road, is Mount St. Mary's. So to give you a sort of an idea where that is, but I've driven past this area many times, and that pole has always been leaning. And there's another one around the corner that's leaning even more significantly than that one was. So I'm not shocked.
Yeah, that sometimes happens when you have, obviously a tree that might be some sort of vulnerable. Sometimes you have a piece of infrastructure here that obviously, I guess, was a little top heavy. I didn't think about that. But yeah, all those transformers there.
And to let everybody know that's watching on our live streams that are going out over X, YouTube, and Facebook, if
you can see these pictures.
Yeah, you can see these pictures, but you have to watch either on fox16.com or KARK.com, the news apps, KARK or Fox 16 News app, or the live streaming app, KARK Fox 16 Plus. So there are so many different ways you can watch what we're talking about.
And we do this every day, by the way. If you're new here, we do this every day at 11 o'clock a.m., with Jenna and Juliana, and then we do it also at 3 o'clock with me and Todd
and as needed.
And Jenna as well. As needed, yeah, of course. We do this last night. We did this.
Last night,
Christopher were, and you've got it now, or you're able to do it from home, too.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. So we're able to be there for you, even if it's nothing severe, We're here for you just for peace of mind, just for transparency. We're walking you through these storms, when they're happening, even if they're not severe. We're able to be here. Even if we're not on air, we're on the digital stream. So
we're just, like we said, we're always there whenever you have a question about what's going on. There's so many places that you can get your weather information. We want to be one click away. That's our goal, one click away. And so Christopher did a great job of keeping everybody informed last night. By the way,
absolutely.
As we go into 2026, before we get to the twin damage, I just want to tell everybody there are a lot of great things happening here in the Arkansas Storm Team with new stuff coming. Very excited about this, and I can't tell you exactly just yet, but a lot of great stuff going on in 2026.
I think I know what you're talking about there.
There's several things coming.
There is. In fact, I don't know if we've talked about this, but there's a blog post that's going to be put out here soon of the I don't know if it's not out yet. But Christopher and Jenna have been working on it hard. But it's a look back at all of the weather events over the past year and kind of a ranking, kind of a review, a year-in review of Arkansas weather, because it has been crazy. It came in, pretty wild. Right after the new year, we were thrown right into it. And I feel like every month through the first half of the year, there was something, right? I mean,
the first half of the year was awful.
You had the snow in January.
60 tornadoes.
Yeah, and of course, like I said, I'm not going to give it all away. Yeah, you had all the tornadoes in March, April, flooding, and then you go into drought, in the summer. You know what I say? That's how you Arkansas right there. Yep. So we've had a little bit of everything this year.
Yeah, and if you're asking about 2026 coming up a little bit later on, I'm going to talk about that. But first, Joel's going to show you some. You see these pictures here.
Yeah,
of
and
the
I just
damage.
realized that picture was taken full the entire time, so we were talking about something completely unrelated. But Deanne Whittemore did send this picture here from Scott. This was on the Pulaski County side of the county line because Scott sits right on the county line. But you can see that light pole snapped at the base. So this is one perspective of it. And it's kind of hard to see exactly what's happening here from this perspective. But when you look at it from here, it makes sense. You've got that tree that was leaned against a tree. Thankfully, in this case, didn't cause a fire. But
it did there, yeah.
It did in Yell in Perry County. This is video sent to us by Isaac King where a light pole fell. Is that right? Is that
a tree fell on a power line?
Oh,
there.
a tree fell on a power line. Okay.
Yeah, that's what you see there on the left.
What was happening? So it was the tree that fell on the power line here,
and then the result was that fire you see on the right.
Right.
And with those high winds whipping around, fires can spread so easily. It's been so dry.
Not just that, very dry. Not just dry in terms of lack of moisture, but the dew points are incredibly dry. And we'll pull that up here in just a little bit. But we are in a very dry situation. We've been in somewhat of a drought, even though we've had some rain here and there. It seems like every time we get rain, we go through a long period of dry weather. We're kind of going through that now. And so for that reason, we're starting to see the wildfire danger enhance a little bit more. Northwest Arkansas highlighted in the moderate wildfire danger. And that's not even where that fire was that I just showed you in that video. For that reason, there are burn bans in Northwest Arkansas there for Carroll, Benton, Washington, and Crawford counties. Those go until further notice. So, that's something still we're talking about since we have, you can see actually, this is actually the latest drought monitor there.
The drought monitor this time of the year, I don't pay too much attention to because we're not in the growing season, but this is not good.
Well, you definitely don't want to be going into the growing season with this in a drought.
This concerns me, especially when you look at the current weather pattern when you get a lot of wind and you get that fire potential. When you have a drought, that means you don't have the moisture in the top layers of the soil.
You. In fact, while I was in the meeting, one of our producers asked a great question. Is wildfire danger really something that you have to be concerned about in the winter when it's this cold? And, and I get that it kind of seems like an oxymoron, wildfires and cold temperatures, but it happens, especially when you get a dew point down to 8 in Mountain Home. That is the amount of moisture in the air. That's the temperature that the air would have to reach for the air to condense. And it's so dry that it would have to get down to 8 for fog to develop, which is obviously, I don't think there's any chance of that tonight.
There's a huge separation. When you have a huge separation between the dew point temperature and the actual air temperature, that tells you how dry the air. That's when I issued the chapped lips warning.
Yes, and this is probably the time, if I were to touch Todd right now, I'd probably shock him. I don't know if it works. Through, I don't know. I'd have to touch your ear or something.
I'm going to HR.
Megan might be watching. In which case, Megan, I need to talk to her.
We're on our way.
But yeah, no, it is that time of year when, and now everybody's going to go around trying to shock each other.
This is when the kids do this. They scuffle their feet on the ground.
Right. Exactly. And their hair's kind of sticking up a little bit. But yeah, static electricity, you'll have plenty of that. If I were to, honestly, I thought if I touched the microphone there, it would actually do it. But yeah, probably not. But it's usually when you least expect it, right? But anyway, so really dry air. And yes, Todd, you're right. Chapped lips, your skin's probably dry and cracky. Good idea to use some lotion. And mine are always dry and cracky because I have psoriasis. But But anyway, but it's not because of the dry weather. They're like that all the time.
Everybody's asking about snow. They want to see snow. And by the way, Paula says here, you need to put it on Facebook so we can see it. Paula, you can watch it. Download the free KARK or Fox 16
Or you can
news
just go to our website.
Or go to the website if you want to see it.
Yeah, it's at the top left. If you go to our website, you can see it there at the top.
Paula's one of my number one fans, and I want to say, hey, Paula, sorry, but that's just the way it works.
Yeah. So anyway, but yeah, cold and dry. But look, I'm going to pull up the tower cam. If it'll load.
Thinking there it is.
Crystal clear. A few clouds out there, but
those are contrails, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah, probably leftover contrails.
Yeah.
Anyway, so can I tell you a little story? It's 39, first of all. That's the warmest it's been all day, yeah. So it feels like.
And I just want to look at the 24-hour temperature change.
Oh yeah, there was almost 50 degrees in spots.
Because I feel like this is going to be good. Look at this. I mean, earlier we had at noon it was 50 degrees colder in Harrison than it was 24 hours ago. It's now 45 degrees colder Mountain Home. The cold front was starting to get into northwest Arkansas at this point yesterday, so that's why those numbers are coming down a little bit.
Right.
But
it was coming through at this time, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I meant to tell you this off the top because a lot of times we start off with personal items and stuff, and funny stories. So my hairdryer decided to quit working today.
Oh no!
I know. When you work in TV, you're like panic,
Yeah, I always just towel dry mine, but
I was telling Ryan Vaughn this story, and he said, "What's a hairdryer?"
It makes sense
if you ever seen Ryan Vaughn. But anyway,
you'd understand that.
Yeah. So the hairdryer is like, and Andrea was out running errands, and so I was like, "What do I do? What do I do?" I yelled, "Blake!" I said, "Do you have a hairdryer?" He goes, "No," and I said, Go get the leaf blower."
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. And I wish we had gotten pictures. I went out into the garage and he got the leaf blower and I just put my head down and it worked. It was cold. It was cold, but it worked.
Evaporative cooling.
I mean,
you used a leaf blower
to dry my hair today. Yeah.
Did he do it?
He was cracking up. Yes, he's cracking up. And then we were done. I was like, why didn't we get video of that?
You should have.
It worked.
I didn't see that coming. I'm glad that I had you hold that thought because I knew that was going to be funny.
I should get points for creativity.
Did you hear that, Lo?
Yeah, I told Lo about it. I was saving the story for Arkansas Storm Team Live for you. But give me points for creativity.
Absolutely. I mean, look, you work with what you got.
That's right.
And I had a leaf blower.
And I had a full charge.
I would have just used a towel, just.
Not with this coif. Can't use a towel.
You couldn't?
It just doesn't set right. I feel like Cousin Eddie from Christmas Vacation. If the park just right, Clark, got this metal plate in my head, Clark, and you turn that microwave up to 5 minutes, then my hair just doesn't part right.
I'm trying to think of the mental where this idea of I don't have a hair dryer, but I got a leaf blower.
I said I need air. I need air leaf blower.
Again, that's just such a foreign concept to me because I don't even use a hairdryer. So, anyway.
Yeah, here's Renee says, you missed having a real viral video. Try again. It's true. That's what I
really
did.
should have done that. That's so funny.
If you're ever
now you're like, I can recreate that moment.
Oh, the hairdryer went dead and everything. So it's
and you still don't have a hairdryer, do you?
Well, I called Andrea. She was out running errands.
So you have an emergency hairdryer.
And so I asked her to stop by the store and get a new hairdryer.
Yeah.
So if not, I'll just use the leaf blower.
You'll have it for your viral video. Someone just commented, whoever that was. Hello. I can't read the messages from here, so Todd has to enlarge them. Yes.
This one here.
Like that. I can read that.
Okay. But you can't read this here.
Renee, you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
He missed having a real viral video. That would have been great.
And Connie Evans Castleberry.
I would imagine that would have been cold.
No way. It was cold because we were out in the garage doing that. I should have done it inside the house.
Yeah.
But, he was having fun. He should have sent him cackling because he's just pointing it at his dad.
I will say our garage now is a little bit warmer because we got some new lining on the garage to keep the air.
Yeah.
It's noticeably.
Can I tell you another story about that you might want to rethink that?
What's that?
But you're not like me, and because this is
no! You're about to tell me the story of what you did.
The car.
Yeah.
You want ventilation.
Yeah, that's a good
in your
point.
garage to a point.
I turned that vehicle off as soon as and before the door is shut.
I left my car on one day in the garage. And I had so much going on, things in my hand, and the garage door was shut, the car was on.
But
thank goodness we had good ventilation.
Yeah. And
I was just spaced out.
When you space out, when you get into your own, and this is something, and I know we're so far removed from the summer and people leaving children in the backseat, but people do, that's the nature of accidents, is that you don't mean to do it.
No.
People think I would never leave my kid in the back seat, or I would never leave the vehicle running or I would never do this. But the reality is we're human and it's not a problem or we don't think it would be a problem until how did that, and I'm not, I'm just
the thing,
not trying to put those two things in.
Right. I know what you're saying, but you get so caught up in things in your daily life sometimes that you forget the most important simple things, and they're most important. But the good thing too is that it was in the garage, and in the house I have carbon monoxide detectors, and not a single one went off. So
glad it didn't.
It never came into the house. The carbon monoxide detectors did not go
but
off.
It would scare you to death.
Oh, it scared me to death because I thought what could have happened.
In fact, I think I'm probably way more hyper aware of that ever since you told me that story.
Yeah. And I hope that back. maybe I saved somebody just by telling that story from the.
But I mean, I'm hyper aware of it. But one day, who's to say that I'm not on the phone?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's got me distracted, and I forget. I don't know. Be awful. So,
but this was also in my old Toyota Camry, which is no longer mine too.
I'll say this has been several months ago.
If you have a newer car, that engine will shut itself off at some point. But anyway,
I don't know if mine would do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
It probably would.
Just maybe I saved somebody to think twice. Maybe I prevented a tragedy.
Yeah, absolutely.
By telling you my story.
All right. Well, it is 3:17. Let's see. What
can
else
you go to
to
the? I want to talk about the long range.
Oh yeah,
and if you can pull up a web browser, it's already up on Chrome down.
Right here.
Yeah.
Well, it's been.
Now that's strange.
Yeah, I don't know.
Here, I think I know what to do.
Just talk. So while Todd works on that, obviously the next few days are going to be relatively quiet. I don't know how to help you there, Todd.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything.
Where's Christopher? Am I right?
Yeah, that's.
What
I don't know.
Did you do?
I opened it up. I pulled it up. I was just like you asked.
This is so wild.
Well, we're not going to be able to show you that very easily unless we figure this out. Probably have to. The thing is, we'd be able to figure this out if we weren't live streaming right now, but. Go back to where you were just now. Client area, capture cursor. No. I was wondering if there's some way to.
Why would it do that all of a sudden?
I don't know.
What's automatic?
Why is this is a Monday, y'all.
It is.
It's.
How am I going to do this now? Hold on. I bet it's just one of these things right here.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's all connected. So if you enlarge one.
I know what it is. I know exactly what it
is. Oops. Did I do that? Like Steve Urkel.
Whose fault was that, Joel?
It wasn't mine. We still haven't fixed it.
By the time I get this fixed.
Like I said, I don't know what. Hey, Caroline. Todd messed something up here.
Look how huge this thing is. This scene that you made.
Here, look.
Where's the end of it?
Okay. And we're live streaming while this is happening.
This is all Joel's fault.
It's not my fault.
Live streaming, everybody. Things happen live.
And everybody's like, what's wrong?
Caroline,
they don't see anything
can you
wrong.
Entertain our viewers for a little bit while I figure this thing out.
You might need the microphone. Here.
Okay.
Here. Do you know how to do the river dance?
Hey, well, I did, everyone.
Okay.
My talent for Miss Arkansas was clogging. No river dancing, but I did clog in Miss Arkansas a long time ago.
You did?
Yes.
You were Miss what?
I was Miss Ouachita Baptist University.
What year?
2020 and 2021. Because of COVID, we got 2 years that year. They canceled Miss Arkansas and rescheduled it for the next year.
You competed in Miss Arkansas?
Yes, I competed in Miss Arkansas.
What was it like having Chris Kane as an MC?
Chris Kane's great. Nice guy.
Like
Be nice to Chris.
He wasn't very nice to me. I'm just kidding.
Chris is great. Yes. So kind.
Feel like we're getting
How's it going over
here.
there, Joel?
Slowly but surely.
I can see the East Coast now.
What is this that you're trying to pull up?
And I'm sure there's an easier way. If Christopher was here, he would probably click, done.
Yeah. You know what we should have done? We should have clicked undo.
Undo, yeah. Is there a back button?
It's because I minimized the screen.
Oh, there we go.
I think.
Right.
I don't really know.
I'll give you your mic back. Bye, everybody. See you at 4 and 5 and 6 and 10.
Okay.
Wait.
No 10.
No 10.
Bye.
Good to see you. Thank you for your help
Thanks,
and entertaining.
Caroline. Thank you very much.
So, all right, are we going to go?
All right, so here we go.
First of all, let me explain to our viewers here what happened. You see this screen here? It was zoomed in about as far as you could zoom in, and I didn't know how to like make it where it was like normal screen size. So anyway,
it was because the web browser was made small.
Well, it was a zoomed in. It was like zoomed into like the middle of Alaska, like in the middle of it. You could barely even make out where you were looking. So
all right, anyway. So now I'm going to go off on my little thing about the cold.
We have it full. We have it.
I guess I should make sure, shouldn't I?
Make sure we're not okay.
Okay, that's full screen.
Okay, so you can see there's the United States there at the bottom. So you're looking down
bird's
at
eye.
the Earth. Bird's eye. Well,
it's a bird's eye view looking down.
Bird's eye view looking down at the North Pole.
Right. Yeah. So the United States is at the bottom of the screen. Africa is over here on the right side of the screen. You have Alaska over here. So there's Asia. I'm kind of circling Asia over here. And just remember in the Northern Hemisphere, everything is basically going counterclockwise here, okay? The flow, the river of air in the atmosphere is going around like this. And it goes up and down, but it's generally going from west to east with amplification, with ridges and troughs. And the ridges are represented in red, and what they look like paint bombs, like a red paint bomb. Paintball, whatever you call it. And then the blue those are troughs. So these are anomalies. So it tells you where the troughs and the ridges are located. So that's where we are right now. And to get cold air into Arkansas, you need
see that blue.
You can see the red up there through the Pacific Northwest, but there's also blue here, which is still acting like a dam. And if you were to connect that ridge across the western United States with the one that's over Alaska, you'd be talking about some serious cold air, but you don't because you have a little bit of troughing here, so you're not getting the full brunt of the cold air. But look what happens. It goes right back to that western trough, and this is at the end of this week. So you have the western trough, all right? You have a trough out here towards southeast Canada. We're mild again. I mean, we're right back to where we were, but not as warm, but we're mild again. But all the models I've been looking at, and this is AI, this is next Tuesday, or Monday, so this is a week from now, you still see troughing across Alaska. Now, when you get the ridging going up into Alaska, I always say that's the negative EPO. Watch this. So part of this trough drops back towards Hawaii, and in turn, it pumps the ridge. See that trough? Pumps the ridge, and now you've got ridging going up through Alaska on the 10th. Yeah. Look out below, because there's a complete pattern change by the 13th, troughing in the central and east. That's below average temperatures and above average temperatures. Watch this. When you go to the surface temperatures, if I can,
you would be able to see.
These are anomalies. Do you see how it's way above average in Alaska? All right. Where did the cold air go? Well,
look at that.
There it is. It's moving south. That's just that's an AI model. Let me show you the European weeklies, and I'll go to there we go. So it's got basically the same thing. And there's the ridge on the 15th and downstream troughing across the United States. So in my opinion, and a lot of models are showing this, I think that this mild period is going to last about a week to 10 days, and then you're going to start to see the signs of colder air. Now, I can't tell you
how cold it would be.
Right. The magnitude, I cannot tell you. I cannot tell you that. I cannot tell you if there will be moisture involved. But you have to have cold air to have any wintry weather.
And that's
right?
about what you would expect this time of year as well. So, but you can get these warmer, stretches, and then you get brief cold snaps. And that's what we have right now. We're going to see those temperatures climb back into near 60 later on this week. So, and also, it's kind of funny. I always find that every year the weather tends to repeat itself from week to week. We had a Monday morning, the coldest temperature we've had so far this year. I got to look at exactly what it was, but it was that Monday
December
morning.
15th.
December 15th. Okay. And then on a Monday morning, here we are again with wind chills, temperatures that are the same. And I find sometimes, like, if we get into a pattern where in the spring or in the winter, like, we get a severe weather threat, and then it's like, it picks a Thursday. Maybe it's a Thursday one year, and then it's every Thursday. It might break that pattern every now and then, but you've noticed that too, I'm sure. Yeah.
So let's look at that would be potential on the 12th for something. This isn't quite there yet. for the 12th. But it does have quite a bit of blocking over the top, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, let me hold on one other thing. Let's look at the GFS the GFS AI ensemble. Same thing. I'm telling you, I think it's coming. But that's me partially wish casting.
There's a little bit of wish casting in there, Todd.
But you don't look at that and say it's a warm pattern. But we just don't know how cold.
Yeah, it's not incredibly cold. It's just weakening in that ridge there. So
yeah.
Anyway,
we'll see how that plays out. But there's something down the road potentially.
Let's look here. I just want to show the next 10 days.
And while you do
guidance.
that, somebody just said, guess we're supposed to imagine it as he talked. Well, you got to download the KARK or the Fox 16 News app or go to our websites and you can watch the maps we're talking about.
Yeah. And you can interact here, and that's the reason why we do this. That's the only reason why we even really do the Facebook live stream is so that we're able to interact. We can get comments and we can talk together, but our graphics and everything are on the live stream there on Facebook or on fox16.com, KARK.com, and on the KARK Fox 16.
Could have said it better myself.
Yeah. Is that basically what you just is? I guess I just repeated it.
Yeah.
But anyway, you can see the next few days, next 10 days there, and you're looking on our live stream there. Let's make sure that that's up. Nope.
There it is.
But you can see the temperatures do climb back to a little above average Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Kind of comes back down closer to average Saturday, and then kind of bounces out. But you can see you're not super above average, not super below average. You're just kind of right around average through late week and the following weekend.
Yeah, and there's no extreme weather after this cold batch. And this cold batch that we got is not extreme, but it is compared to where we were. It's much colder. And the other thing, too, we began the first half of December was very cold, well below average. And it could have been, I was thinking, well, we may end up having the first December with below average temperatures in 12 years. The warm was so strong.
It was able to bring that average right back up.
We're going to end the month almost 2 degrees above average.
I want to look at, we do the calendar sometimes. Yeah, I think the first half was mostly, it might have been that every day in the first half of the month was above average, and then the second half was above.
And it wasn't just above, it was super above.
Yeah.
That it outdid the cold during the late month warm was much stronger than the early month cold.
Yeah. Yeah, because the early month cold, it was just right around freezing. It stayed in the 30s.
Which was below average because the average was in the 50s.
For the high, yeah.
But the
lows never got extremely cold until the 15th.
I was told this yesterday at the gym. A guy told me this, and I got to look this up. On Christmas morning, the low temperature in Salt Lake City was 59 degrees. Wow. That broke the daily high temperature record. Yeah. I got to look this up and make sure that this is right. But 59 degrees was the low temperature, and that low temperature also broke the daily high temperature record.
So that was the warmest it had been on that day, a daily record?
On that day for Christmas Day.
Wow.
That 59 was their low temperature. Their record high for the day
was 59.
Yeah, I got to look and see. It's like 59
so it was
or cold.
Record low high, but actually ended up also being their record high.
Record high, the low temperature. I got to go look this up.
And the high, what did the high get to, I wonder?
I don't know.
Got to look it up.
But that's just mind-boggling.
Yeah, I saw Denver was at 70 degrees. I think was it Christmas Day? I can't remember, but it was just.
I got to go look that up. So don't quote me on that, but I got to check it out.
Yeah, and Shreveport the other day had the warmest December temperature ever on record. So,
85.
Yeah. All right, we got to wrap this up. We've got KARK 4 News at 4, 5, and 6 coming up, as well as Fox 16 News at 5:30 and 6:30. We will see y'all then.